Hey, everybody. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. Yes, that's right. It's time for Sarcastic Distractions, the interesting podcast for interesting people. Featuring, as always, the Gentleman's Society of Podcasting. Myself, Harvey. My heterosexual life mate, David.
Hello.
The ever-loving, ever-awesome AJ.
Hoobie Jooby Gooby Loo.
That's...
Yeah, it's funny. On that intro,
son.
too, I love how you paused. And our ever... What should I call him this time?
I was like, should I go insult or great? Insult or and great. We went with great today. Not bad, eh?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Wasn't
Not
terrible.
bad. Yeah.
And then I had nothing for a...
Well, no, those are facts you just said there, sir.
Could have said Goonie Goo Goo.
Yeah, well, that's true too. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, just because other people can't understand it, that's on them. That's not
true. I was speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
Sure. In case you couldn't figure it out, we're not talking about that at all today.
No.
Nothing at all.
Something far more exciting.
Way more exciting. We're going to talk retirement. Yeah, that's right. A bunch of 40-somethings are going to talk about retirement.
Hey, man, you're closer to it than you aren't.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
It's very true.
Absolutely.
Which is
Although
depressing.
I honestly really don't know what I'm retiring from at the moment, but I'll figure that out. I'll figure that out when it comes to retirement age as to what I'm supposed to not be doing.
Well, no, that's actually a good way to start this out. Like,
Sure.
and again, even though we're old, we're still youngins, because I do remember when I was a kid, you know, I guess got to work to 65. Like, not everybody, but everybody that was, middle, higher class. That was generally that's the thing I always remember hearing as a kid. I guess I should say from my perspective was always that 65. Or I always remember the damn TV commercials around, not just 65, 55.
Oh, right. Freedom 55.
That's
55.
it. Yeah.
Right. Or Trailer Park Boys is Freedom 35.
Yeah, Freedom 35.
They had a whole different retirement plan.
That's some good beer.
Sure is.
That's what I mean. Like growing up, that was always the thing. And again, another big thing was back, when I was younger, and I remember hearing my parents and grandparents talking. It was always through the company, they had these retirement plans and all these things. Whereas even people our ages, and especially for the next generation coming, there is no company retirement plans.
Right.
Like there is no
not a thing. Do you want to hear a fun fact as to why the retirement age is 65?
Sure.
Because it was created at a time when the average life expectancy was 60.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the idea is you work till you die. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nowadays, people try to retire at 65 and then end up living to like 98.
Right.
Yeah, and then you get
exactly.
Bored
and broke.
For sure. Yeah, I've always struggled with the idea of retirement because I hope that whatever I'm doing at the age that I'm supposed to retire, I really enjoy doing it and I don't want to stop doing it.
And I do hear that a lot nowadays, I have to admit.
That's what I want to be because I'll be a little bit vulnerable. There is a fear in me that because I've seen this happen to retirees where, they have this calling or whatever, this job that they do for however long, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever. And then it's time that they retire and then they're bored and then they don't do so well because they have no real purpose or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they end up kind of, wasting away and dying in a very quick fashion. I don't want that to happen to me. I hope, however I get out of this world, whatever that looks like, it's something, it's not, I hope it don't just waste away. I hope that,
I know. I didn't mean that is
to
a
be
comment.
eaten by a shark or blowed up in a volcano.
Or like ride my skateboard off a ramp and into a giant explosion.
Way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So hopefully I am skating into my 60s. I hope I don't retire from that.
There you go.
Tony Hawk's giving me hope. He's in his 50s doing it. So, So,
I don't want to say he'll figure out better than you, but
what? We're talking about what?
He's a bit more experienced.
Oh, okay.
and he might have $1 or $2 to put towards health and
that's true. He might have a little bit more.
One thing though, he will have $1 or $2. That is fair. But he also lives in the States, whereas in Canada, in general, when it comes to medications, yes, you have to pay for medications. One thing I've always found funny about definitely Ontario and most of Canada, like I was able to go in for surgery. I paid exactly $0. Right. But I did have to pay for my drugs.
You're paying so much less than in the States, though.
And that's true too. Like it is, and to be honest, I was also covered by my employer. All those good things were happening, so I'm not trying to knock it. It's just one of those things that as you get older, my understanding, at least with Ontario, is I think it's over 65. You don't have to pay for drugs anymore either.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I think I did hear about that.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you're over
Okay.
65, then you're back in the, hey, be retired. You do
That's
not
true.
need to keep working to help to impair your health while you're trying to deal with other things as you get older.
That's
Right.
fair.
So it's one of those benefits of being Canadian, specifically in Ontario, because I can't speak for other provinces, because when you're saving, you're really, my perspective, and again, we've already talked about this, so I'll try to get too deep into it, but get yourself a property, save up your RSP, shit like that, because the days of your company paying or giving you this confident, yes, we'll give you 30% of your salary for the rest of your life, like those days are gone.
Oh, they're gone.
Yeah.
Just as much as
It depends on the company.
Oh, that's fair. Like I know mail, if you're in the government or some of those like mail carriers, I'm not knocking them, police officers, fire peeps.
There's certain, but to your point, Dave, more and more companies are
anything
not
private,
offering that.
you're not getting that.
No.
Unless you're like
And
some CEO.
Sometimes they'll match.
Oh, they'll match
whatever you
That's
put
true.
into
Contributions.
an RSP.
Yeah.
Sure.
or
Do the
something like that.
3%, 4, 5%,
Yeah.
which are nice. It's still nice. I'm not trying to.
But even the Canadian pension plan, whatever that is, that's kind of a joke too. That's not really going to sustain you while you're retired, I don't think.
No, probably not. But the one thing I do give it a bit of credit is it is, again, the government trying without really stripping away what you work for when you're young to give a little bit of a cushion as you get older. Is it going to be perfect? Can you live off it, visit, and just relax? No.
What did I see? I think the last time I saw my CPP was like maybe $1,000.
Sorry?
Yeah.
It's like very low. It's not like a lot. It's not a lot of money.
I've never actually looked.
Yeah, I think it was.
I didn't know you could look. I have to admit.
I think you can through taxes or something
I
like that.
I thought it was just the number of years you worked. It wasn't even so much how you got paid.
No, because when you get paid, part of the taxes you pay is a contribution towards your CPP.
Yeah, but only to a certain amount, and then they stop.
Yeah.
Because I know it's one of those jokes, at least it was for me and the people I work with, where it was always, that was the trick, how you could figure out how much money somebody got made.
Oh.
Because you could just ask, so when does your CPP contributions end? And if they respond with, not till November, they're low paid.
Yeah.
If they respond with, oh, fuck, I only have to pay till like March,
Ah.
they're very high paid.
I see.
It's a very horrible person trick.
Yeah, that's very manipulative, Dave.
It is. Yeah, no, actually it got played on me.
Oh, okay.
And I have to admit, I was a dumbass and I just responded with the truth.
Oh, well, there.
And then he responded
you
with that,
being
well,
honest.
that means you're in about this range for your salary. And it's just one of those jaw drops of,
Son of a bitch.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we should be talking about our salaries with other people, that's for sure. But that's another story.
I prefer to talk about my tomatoes.
Yeah.
My tomatoes are doing really well right
Nice.
now. I've gotten to that lovely point with my tomatoes where it's just I eat them constantly and
Okay.
still have to unfortunately just throw some back in the garden because they've done the pop.
Oh.
The tree people crushed my wife's tomato plants.
The tree people?
Yeah. The people who
Elves?
came and chopped down my tree yesterday.
Oh.
Okay.
That sucks.
Yeah,
That's okay.
They dropped a piece of tree on it.
Well, okay. Well, then they didn't crush it. An incident occurred.
Yeah, they crushed it.
Well, yeah, that's kind of one of those.
They
That
could have made it go some other way.
Sounds-
I'm sure they could have tried.
They were trying not to drop it on my neighbor's fence again.
Right.
That's a fair argument
That's,
back as well.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not like me back when I was a kid. I inadvertently drank a lot of alcohol, and then we had a dance party, and then the parents came out, yelled at us, and we realized that what we were dancing in was the tomato plants.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. And then in the morning, I got up and I looked, and what used to be there was not there.
Just a patch of dirt.
Yeah, that was the last time we went to his house.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
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 That was the last time he was allowed to have people at his house.
I think even he was a little bit aghast at how much damage we had done to the property.
Mm-hmm.
Not on purpose, though.
Whose house was that again?
He became Cam's friend and all that.
You were involved in this?
Yes.
I can't think of his name right now.
That's why, because Chris was
Don't say his
involved in it.
name.
I'm not
though.
going to,
His
but
name
yes.
is unique.
Yes, I know who you're talking about now. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
fucked up stories that Dave and I are both involved in some way, form or another.
Yeah, that one was mine. Yeah.
Yeah,
But anyway, back
hilarious.
to retirement.
Yeah, retirement. So, AJ, you're planning on like taking out trees when you're retired? Or what are you going to do when you're whatever retirement means to you?
Oh, God, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, that's you actually said the magical question.
What does retirement mean to you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What does retirement mean to you, AJ?
Oh.
Because I have to admit, I'm in the same boat.
I don't think I'll ever be able to.
Okay. I'm not sure what. Okay.
Well, no, I kind of understand. Because there's
Elaborate.
two. I'll let you go. Unless
Well, lack of savings.
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't have an RRSP or anything like that.
Okay.
So I'm relying on CPP and
Mhm.
probably some form of disability.
Mhm.
Well, according to those commercials, it's not too late to start an RSP, so you can do that now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It is technically true.
I'm sure I'll get something when my parents pass away. But
Mhm.
What does that look like? What is it? Who knows?
it's
Yeah.
not. It won't.
It's not something you rely upon.
And that could be something.
Yes.
That could be something to put in an RSP for
Sure.
Yep.
however long, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's also inheritance taxes and stuff like that. Which
Nope. Not in Canada.
What?
Nope.
Sure there are.
No,
Actually,
if
he's right.
you're any sort of inheritance by
gift.
death, gifts, things of that nature, they're not taxed in Canada.
What?
Only in the States.
Yep.
In Canada, nope, they do not get involved.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. Because I remember when I was trying to figure out how we could, and it didn't happen, so don't worry. But how we could transfer money from one place to another, moving countries without or with as little taxation as possible, and then was gifts or some sort of inheritance.
Yeah, now cross country there might be complication.
Yeah, there is, but it's way less than would be
Okay.
just a straight
Yeah.
money exchange.
Because
right?
when it comes
Yeah.
to Canada, when you're receiving anything because of deceased, inheritance, things like that, nope, they don't tax. Doesn't show up in your income. None of these things. It is simply
A gift.
that's all. But anyway,
But anyway, so
Yeah.
so I have a feeling I'll be working well into my mid 70s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing.
whatever he gets paid for.
All right.
He's going to become a
It depends.
dancer.
Hey, if I don't have to move the gear, I'll still use it.
All right.
I'll have people pay me money to go out and mix stuff.
Hell yeah, why not?
There
Yeah,
you go.
Festivals and shit like
Yeah,
that.
sure.
I can sit in a chair.
Yeah.
Well, and to be
It's a good
honest,
So
like I have heard stories about people who, they don't want to retire, and nothing to do necessarily with financial. It's just that
it's not
concept.
about wanting to.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just they would rather be doing that sort of thing. Like
Well,
even
and-
Sure.
yeah.
And having a kid with special needs, at a certain point, the government doesn't give you any more money.
Yeah,
when
that's
he's
true.
18,
Yeah.
you're fucked.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought that the government would
Well, yeah, I
continue
thought-
I'm
with
sure. I mean, I'm sure there's some form of disability. you
Yeah,
can
okay,
get.
there it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
But like other things, like I think there's other benefits that we're getting right now that don't apply after he's 18.
Yeah, there probably are.
Right.
Yes, that's true.
So
But yeah, like he will
I'm still going to be paying more for him for the rest of my life than
Yes.
you're going to be paying for your kids.
Yes.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
Right.
No,
So
I do,
there's there's that too. And so it's,
Yeah.
Is the
Yeah.
is the lottery an option?
I mean, you have to play it to win it.
Oh, so you're not playing for your future right now?
Oh, my mom sends me like Cash for Life scratchers. And
Oh, that's
shit.
good. That's
But
good.
Other than that, no.
If you win, do you have to tell her?
Well, yeah.
to
That's
give
why
it
she
to
gives
her?
them to me.
You have to give her the money?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's why
good.
she gives them because they're gonna die sooner than me.
That's true.
Yes.
So
true.
if
Yeah.
they claim it,
Ah,
it's only for so long.
Yes.
If I
Yeah.
claim it, it's for
a
long.
little longer.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to give.
So you got-
I'd have to give her like 30%.
So you got a little bit of a wiggle room for building for a retirement plan. A little bit.
I don't know if I'd rely on that.
I'd probably say eventually my parents might sign over the house we're living in now,
Sure. Yeah.
which would now we have property.
Plus their house, right? That they have.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, it all plays into it.
I think that they'd be well, they're going to be selling the one they have now.
Yeah, that's
I
a
think
standard. Yeah.
Let's talk about retirement. My mom's close to retirement.
Right.
And yeah, she figures within the year after that they'd be moving somewhere around here
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
just to be closer to Max. And,
Yeah.
Of course.
and whatnot,
Makes
right?
sense. Be with family.
And yeah, my dad's been retired for probably since he was about 64, 65.
Nice.
Ah.
How long has that been for him now?
He's 72.
Okay.
Okay,
almost-
last 7-ish
almost a
years.
decade, yeah.
8-9
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
And yeah, he's bored.
Yeah.
He's one of those fellas who just kind of didn't. He tried, but the older he gets, the
Harder
harder
it
it gets for him to do things. Like he
Sure.
got into snowmobiling for a bit.
Yeah.
But now that's just like, if he gets stuck, he's not.
He
pushing
can't.
himself
Yeah.
out or like-
Yeah, I
he
gotcha.
can't. He's just. Well, he's a bigger guy too, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
all,
yeah.
all his joints are sore and
Yeah.
knees are weak and whatnot, right? So
Right.
So yeah,
That makes
he's bored.
sense.
Yeah, it's funny because
He's
yeah,
bored.
I know for me, one of the I wouldn't call it retirement, but I did have a lovely year where I wasn't working. And I have to admit, it made me realize that how hard retirement is.
Yeah.
Now, because of COVID and other shit, like I couldn't go visit or anything, but I wasn't working. I'm stuck at home by myself, not by myself. I had the kids there, but they're doing their things and shit. And it's just, it was it's not the same. I'm not going to say it is, but it gave me that little bit of a taste to realize, Dave, find things you enjoy doing. That isn't just a video game.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't you just watching the telly.
That's
try
why
to
you took
find
up knitting.
Yeah, it is actually. I had been a knitter for a while,
then
but
when he's old, it won't be as weird.
Will definitely not be. Although he might be the only guy in the old folks' home knitting.
Nah,
actually, no.
No, there's going to be.
Yeah, there's
right.
others. Yeah,
Other
that'll be 20, 40 something.
Yeah.
And at that point, there'll be plenty of guys in their knitting days.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Because
it'll be the thing you do to impress the ladies. Like, hey, look at the sweater I'm making. How you doing?
Oh, it's true.
Right?
Oh, hell yeah, it's definitely true.
Oh,
On that front. But yeah, it's things like that. So that's what I've been trying to do is get back into what I used to be actually okay with was like hobbies in which I'm actually doing something.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And again, I'm not knocking video games, watching the telly. I do the same thing still today, but now I try to keep it relatively middle. And so that way, when I have a weekend where nothing to do, I'm doing things like I'm knitting, or I'm working on my electronical project.
For sure.
Or even doing silly stuff like, working on my model or something. Which, model one could put in the argument of, well, what are you going to do with this done? I'm going to put it on the shelf with my other ones.
Exactly. Yeah. What are you going to do with all your Transformers? I'm going to look at them and play with them.
It's about the journey, not the destination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's something
it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like and again, just like video games, yes, I will still just play video games and have fun there. But it's just one of those, I have to admit, as much as, and I've said it before, I love the silly game Rust.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good reminder to me because I'll spend 2-3 weeks playing this stupid game, fairly frequently. And then every month there's the reset.
Right.
Everybody goes back to zero.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those where I sit back and I'm like, okay, well, I had fun, right? Yeah, I had fun. Yeah. So I try not to do that. So that's one of the things. For me, when I retire, I really do. It's not so much about making money, but I would like to be doing something.
Yeah, I hear you.
Now, it's easy for me to say, you've already brought up the good points of, that's great, Dave, but, if you're unable to, if you're sick and, challenged, those are in some ways, one can make that argument that can hit people anytime throughout their life, unfortunately, but it's more often when you're in that retired stage, and it's just,
older days. Yeah. I hear you. I
figured then I'll just start listening to books and stuff like that, maybe.
For sure.
Which I have to admit, I've fallen more into. I used to knock that whole listening.
That's pretty great.
It is actually.
I'm a fan.
I have fallen into this as well. I now have to admit, I have listened to more books. I shouldn't say more than I've read, but recently I have listened.
Definitely am not.
I would say I've listened to more books than I've ever read.
No,
for sure.
I can't say that forever, but recently I'm way higher on the just listening while I'm knitting, doing dishes, working in the garden.
Yeah.
It's funny. My wife comes out, "What are you listening to?" And I'll tell her which story I'm like. I decided to listen to Dragonlance too, just for the fun of it.
Right on. Yeah. No, I've definitely read more books than I've listened to, but I'm sure I'll surpass that.
Oh yeah, I think I'm going to switch.
Oh sure, yeah. Oh, it's just easier. It's just,
and then you don't have a house full of cardboard boxes with books in them that you never read again.
Yeah, I have to admit, I was always a library guy. Or even a digital book guy.
Yeah. Well, case in point, I recently got my comics out of storage. So I've got an entire tall box full of comics that I need to go and read through. And if I could just listen to comics, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
That would kind of destroy the purpose.
Defeats the purpose. And then the Joker has sand. And then the Batman has
there's
sand.
a giant smile on his face. But no, to your point, that does become a little bit cumbersome. When you can just literally download them all onto your thing, whatever. But that's why even Kindles and things are like that are popular.
Yeah, I have to admit, the likelihood of me buying actual physical books is way, 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 way down.
I bought one in the last couple of years, and it was one on finance. I've yet to read it.
I have to admit, the last books that I bought was before COVID. And it was back in the day where the library would do that big event where you could get all the books just for I think it was you could get 10 books for $5 and shit like that.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. That's the last time I think I have actually purchased physical copies.
I'll usually get a book that will have some sort of pictorial element to it as well.
Something that was somewhat comic in nature?
No, like I have recording books that'll have diagrams or or different pictures relating to whatever they're talking about. You know, there's like a picture of the equipment, and they're like, yeah, blah blah blah. This is how you would set this up.
Okay, so instructional books.
Yeah,
more or
or
less.
reference books.
Gotcha.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
right.
Sure.
So yeah, it's kind of a little more necessary to have that visual than you could some dude talking to you about it, trying to talk you through it in your ear.
Yeah.
Right. You're like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Screw the number 3 screw in this direction. No, the other direction.
Right. Exactly. So yeah.
So what you guys are really saying is whenever retirement comes, you're going to be doing a lot of listening and reading books is what's going to happen.
Probably listening to books.
Yeah, I think
Hopefully.
so. Yeah.
If I'm not deaf.
Like, so for me, for my direct family, nobody's, well, shouldn't really say nobody's really truly retired, because actually now that I think about it, I think all adults that are in my family have retired to a certain extent for various reasons, of course, accidents, health challenges, and just being old. But still,
yeah.
when I look at them, because I know one of them more into the real estate, but just, private, helping out real estate, nothing major. One does a lot of travel back forth,
Yeah.
But then I also look at other things where, hey, I have one person in my family who's technically retired, but is actually going back to school to try and do something different and new in the retirement ages.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that is doing a lot of medical challenge, so doing a whole hell of a lot right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's, I guess now that I think about it, when I'm looking at the elderly, I hope they don't listen to this podcast. The
This is the one
elderly
they
in my
listen to.
life.
The elders.
The elders.
the elders.
Far better way
there
to
you go.
describe
The
it.
elders.
The elders in my life. There is actually kind of a mix on what they're doing. Now, there is some variation in ages, of course, but
Sure. Yeah. I don't know if I have any really good examples of retirement in my family. I'm probably not going to look to that side when I'm coming up on such things.
no, and you should always try to find those things that make you happy. Like,
Well, I'm in a weird position now. Sorry to cut you off, but similar thing.
that's fine. Every episode you have to cut somebody off.
I got to cut someone off.
Sorry for cutting you off.
Sorry to cut you off. Sorry.
Sorry.
AJ, don't cut us off, okay? But I'm in a weird stage. I'm in a weird stage where it's like I'm in between jobs trying to figure out what I want to do next. And in doing so, it's like, well, I'm at the point where it's like, do I want to do something I have to do, or do something I want to do? And hopefully, if I'm doing what I want to do, I'm going to be continuously doing that and not feeling like I'm going to want to retire from that.
Yeah,
when
that's
that
true.
time comes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Like if I'm ever fortunate enough to get paid for something within film or something within the media, I don't see myself leaving that anytime soon. And case in point, when you think of like famous actors or people that are involved in the business, they go into that industry deep. Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Who was it recently?
People are usually there till they die.
Yeah, usually.
Unless they retire for like mental health type reasons.
Bruce Willis,
Physical challenges.
Things like
Like
you're saying, Bruce Willis. Good point. Good example.
Yeah. So, I mean, ultimately, that's, if I can do that, even just you doing whatever as a commercial actor or something like that, just doing silly things, that'd be great. It'd be great if I'm doing that for the rest of my life, show up on set. Anyways. So, I don't know. I don't know what retirement's going to look like.
Why don't you go and try and be like a background actor?
Oh, that's a great idea, AJ. I should try that.
One of those persons who stands there and goes, peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
Oh, that's...
Peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to be
that.
a sassy bastard. You can tell me if you tried it before or not.
I have done background acting.
Well,
and I'm in the pipeline for it now. Yeah. Yeah. So.
I don't think a pipeline's a good place for you to.
No, you're right. I probably should stand in the background.
That's scurry clowns.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
thank you.
You might
Thank
want to
you.
be in the background.
That is something that
Just
I
remember, when you're
pursuing.
background
I appreciate you
acting,
saying that. Absolutely.
don't look better than the actors.
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
I'll do my very
just stand there and
best.
go peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
Why peas and carrots?
Because it looks like you're saying words.
Peas and carrots.
Okay.
What fucking show was that on?
Nerd.
It was on a sitcom where the dad comes to town or something like that. He's like an older fella and he's getting into background acting, and that was his trick. Somebody told him to sit there and go,
peas and carrots,
peas and carrots, peas and carrots, and then make it look like you're having a conversation,
right?
Because your mouth moves.
Yeah,
but it would think it would just make your mouth say the same thing over and over again.
Well, yeah, that's why I usually write like a little bit of something or a little bullet points for whenever I've directed background actors, so they have something to kind of go off of. But yeah, peas and carrots.
Talk about the weather this day, and then you should have something to discuss in the background as things are going to take forth, and then you continue to speak to ensure that nobody else concerned to speak.
I'm sure if we're watching something where there's in like a restaurant or something, they're talking about the food, or it's like pretend you're on a date.
Sure. Yep. Exactly. Anything that looks
pretend
like
we gave you real food that you could enjoy, but no, don't eat it. It's not yours.
Right. Yeah.
You're just a background actor.
That's all you are.
That's all.
You're lucky if you get craft
I would
services.
never want to be an actor. Nah, I'd pass.
Why?
It's just not a meism. Like,
I'd probably be more comfortable in like a background position or something.
I'd like to pursue lead roles. Because I think it's a different journey, right? Like I think a lot of people think, oh yeah, I can act, but what people don't realize is there's a lot of preparation that goes into being in a role, right? Like,
yeah.
Typically speaking, you got months of prep and you got rehearsals and all that sort of stuff and whatever. It's a very interesting journey. When I've done it in the past for the little bits that I have, I very much enjoyed it. But I mean, anything to do within the industry, I'd be happy with. If somebody wants me to just be a grip boy, if somebody wants me to do.
I am an expert grip handle, right?
That's true.
I got that one covered.
But background, whatever, I don't care. Just being in the industry, I think would be fun, and that'd be a good spot to be in. But I mean, I'm open to anything. I'll happily work virtually anywhere. Virtually anywhere. I might stay away from finance. I've done a lot of that. I think I'm good. But yeah, anyways.
Harvey Weinstein's towel boy.
Well, thankfully, I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah. Isn't he locked up
I
somewhere?
was going to say you
He's
can
locked up
pass him through
somewhere.
the bars.
That means I'd have to be there
Yeah.
in the bars, and I'm hoping to not be.
Yeah, that would
Okay,
be a
maybe in
bad
the
way of
visitor area
retirement.
then.
Even then, I'm hoping I've already visited him once. I don't want to visit
I always
him again.
remember thinking of that, totally off topic again, but I always remember thinking about that. Like, if I ever hit truly financial challenges, couldn't do shit, starving to death, I've always had this thing in my head. I would just walk into a supermarket, start eating the food, sit down, and let them arrest me.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They can't even arrest you. That's the world we're in. But I like where you're going with this.
Yeah.
We're in a situation
I
where
wouldn't hurt
that can't
anybody.
happen.
Like, I want to be clear. Like,
Sure.
I wouldn't go out of my way to hurt anybody.
You're just eating food.
But if I was starving and I needed food, then yeah, all right.
Yeah.
But of course, it's easy for me to say that because you can get arrested, and I do know that in a true jail cell thing, I'd be that one.
You'd be the
You'd be the one.
I'd be the pretty one.
saying, bend
Yeah,
over, girl.
for sure.
Oh, you'd be the other one. Okay.
I don't think you're going to prison though for eating food in a supermarket. I don't think that's gonna.
No, that's
happen.
not not felony stuff.
No.
I mean, maybe if
You might have to do
it,
like
you
a
have to
local
do a
or
lot
something.
of it or something.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are.
Although, fun story about that. Way back when I was arrested for shoplifting and actually accessory, which is the fucking dumbest thing in the world. But whatever, we're not going to get into that. And the person ahead of us when we were being, what do you call it? Processed. What do you call it?
Yeah.
The person ahead of us was being charged because they stole a bunch of food. So they stole like bread, they stole some macaroni, they stole like stuff that you
food.
want to eat. They got the biggest fine and jail time. They got like a month of jail time.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, Jesus. And so maybe he's got priors or whatever, but I was like, wow, that's a lot.
Or it's no, not the fine so much, because if you couldn't pay for food, can't pay the fine, so fuck off.
Right.
Maybe the judge actually picked up on that. This person just needs a place to go sit, chill, and get fed for a bit.
Well, I would believe you, except the judge was scolding him. So
Maybe put on a good show, make sure it doesn't get in trouble.
maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just thought it was very weird, and the things we stole, which were I didn't steal anything. The person I was with.
I love how you keep.
Sorry.
I didn't steal anything.
I didn't steal
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
was
but
way
you
more
pled guilty.
superfluous nonsense and stupid, and the fact that nothing happened. Like my case.
Oh
was
yeah, I just had
dismissed.
to do some community service for the cookie dough that fell into my backpack accidentally.
Right, exactly. So I just think it's funny. Like, well, not funny. I felt really bad for the guy. I was like, holy shit, man! Like whatever you guys did or whatever he did was clearly really bad. The judge did not like it. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can go to jail for supermarket.
Yeah,
theft.
I wouldn't make that a retirement goal.
because it's a product. It's a thing.
Sure.
It's just like
Oh, it's still theft.
stealing a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's still theft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just one of those
I don't know if
thefts
it
I
should
have
be,
a
but-
suspicion. Like, don't get me wrong, because I happened to be in a grocery store when it fell into my pocket. But based on my age, what I had accidentally fallen into my backpack, it was obviously not me attempting to care for myself or anybody else.
True. Dave, if you are retired and you're broke, your retirement plan is to just eat at supermarkets. That's what you're going to do.
No, well, and again, if I had to keep working, I would, because I've even made the joke with my wife where I'm like, you know what? And I say this in that, oh, I'm just so awesome perspective, but just that for the last 20 years, because I got to celebrate 20 years with the company and all that fun, I have been working my butt off. I've even said to her, you know what? I think I might make my pre-retirement where I'm going to quit there. I'm going to go work at Walmart.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to go be a cashier at Walmart.
Why the hell not, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go fill out the shelves at the Wally Mart.
Yeah.
To which she properly points out, wait, that actually is a lot of physical activity. You'd have to be moving around. Like, well,
true.
help keep my weight and,
Well, I know it was a different department. Did you ask her about her experience of working in the home?
Well, she did the photo studio. Very different. I wouldn't want photo studio dealing with people like that all day.
I don't think they even have those anymore.
Yeah, they might not. I don't know. Yeah, I truly don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's even like people working at counters and stuff. Or I shouldn't say counters, but checkouts. Like those are even smaller now because I have the self checkouts and shit of this nature. So
becoming less and less.
You can be a greeter.
Yeah.
Sure. And then
I don't want that responsibility either.
Stock boys and girls will be a thing of the past when automation just comes in and just stacks it all in.
Yeah. Well, I figure by the time that comes, I'll have my brain uploaded to the internet.
Yeah, probably.
This is my
point.
plan.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my fallback.
I like it. That's a good fallback.
Yeah,
Fallback.
That along with the winning the lottery, I got that.
You'll do that. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the.
You have
coming.
You have a webcam, right?
For which?
You have a webcam?
Where?
Do you have a webcam?
I do have a webcam.
Your brain's already uploaded to the internet.
No.
They've been taking scans.
No.
Yeah.
I want my conscious brain on the internet.
It is.
And don't worry, you will all know once I'm up there because your phone will just start ringing.
It's gonna be some Lawnmower Man shit.
Ring. But like your memory of Lawnmower Man, not the actual watching it.
Yeah, definitely not actual Lawnmower Man.
Yeah, we've talked about that many times. Just
Where the fuck that actor go? Who was that actor? Did
Jeff
he do anything? Has he done anything since then?
No,
I didn't think so.
Yeah, I think he did a couple things after that, but they were like B horror.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well,
Things.
Lawnmower Man wasn't exactly much above B horror status.
It was the B attempting to be.
It was an attempt at a blockbuster thing.
Hey, I remember loving it as a kid. That was a good time.
I didn't like the movie. I liked the story, the book.
Yeah.
And the video game, the PC game.
I don't know if I've ever done the
PC
game or the book.
I never played the game. I remember seeing the book, but I remember hearing about the game, but I never played it.
PC game was kind of trippy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ding dong.
Doorbell.
My phone's been doing that lately. For whatever reason, I'll put it on silent and it goes into ring. I don't know why.
It just really wants you to be aware of its existence.
I think that's what
Pay attention. Pay attention.
Because it's ancient.
Yeah, it's definitely ancient.
It's like, what, 2 years old? It's ancient.
No, it's actually about 6 years old.
Oh, then
Maybe
it's
7.
fucking, wow.
Is yours really 6?
Yeah, it's 1+5. I got it.
Wow. I always thought
think
I had
a
an oldie.
year or
Mine's
so
like
after we
4
got
years?
married. So yeah, 6 years now.
Shit.
Wow.
Mine's 4-ish. I always thought mine was the antiquity.
I just have no need to get a new one.
Your
I
phone
don't either.
probably feels like it needs to be retired.
Uh,
You might not feel the need because of your comfort level with the phone.
Yeah,
but the phone itself
is ready.
is ready to retire.
My phone's
it's possible. Yeah,
That's why it's just like, fuck you, I'm not going to turn it down.
yeah.
I do what I want.
Yeah,
I'm 65.
could be just being an old jerk.
Yeah.
You know that. Yeah.
The phone age, just like cat ages, dog ages.
Sure. But I feed it
Exactly.
juice. I feed it
technology,
juice.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I've actually been looking a lot into that. Not to get too far off topic. Phone fatigue, like new phone fatigue. As I think we've kind of plateaued with phones to a point where it's like, well, you can get a new one, but what more new are you getting?
Oh yeah. The days where every phone was something actually truly unique. And like, don't get me wrong, you do see some interesting things where you can fold the full screen shit like
That's
that.
all fun.
But
yeah,
I would never pay that for a phone.
Do
though.
you need 9.5 cameras on the back of your phone?
Yes.
Probably not. What do you do? There you go.
Definitely.
Yeah. There you go.
I need the whole back,
Full of them.
like 2/3, 3/4.
Yeah.
Plastered with lenses.
Yeah. I need it to really make sure it gets my selfie in the proper way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about myself.
Oh no selfie camera.
I really just need my phone to be me when I don't want to be there. Just randomly call
I'm
people
waiting for us
as
to
me.
go back into the past in some ways where we don't actually have phones anymore. They're just digital devices to text people and chat. There's no actual phone on it.
Just like the when they first brought out the iPod Touch.
Yeah.
Right.
It's basically an iPhone without
Without the phone.
We're going to go back to that because nobody's going to need phones anymore.
I know you're joking, but you might not be wrong because
we're damn near there.
Well, dumb phones are back. Like more people are buying dumb phones because they don't want the all-in-one small phone.
Yeah.
Polaroid is fucking making a comeback and whatever disposable cameras and such because people just want like a dedicated camera. So it's very possible we just get digital devices like Palm Pilots that can't actually make phone calls or anything. They're just
it's coming back.
Hell yeah. I need more devices in my life. Let me get all of them.
Yeah.
The kids don't make the phone calls these days.
Oh God.
No,
No.
they don't. The kids are scared of phones.
Yeah.
Like whoa, get a call? Terrifying.
I wouldn't say scared, but I do know this. It's the joke in my family where I could call Sam 500 times, no pickup. I send a message on the chat thingy that she uses,
Right.
and I'll get instant reply.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing, eh?
Yeah. I
Isn't that
find
awesome?
it funny.
Yeah. She's
Yeah,
ghosted
silly.
you that whole time. And then,
Yeah.
oh no, there's my dad.
Yeah, it's basically it. It's just, I could
Yeah.
call a bajillion times. Nope. Send
Yeah.
a message on the chat. I get a response.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it's just different, weirdness.
Generations.
Yeah. But it is strange that you don't want to use the most direct form of communication. I think that is interesting.
You mean like as far as the calling?
Yeah.
It depends on what my purpose is.
No, not you. I'm talking
the
about the
kids.
young generation.
Oh, gotcha.
Like the most direct form of conversation is a call. It's like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
We can get everything done within like less than a minute's time.
Yeah.
Versus texting could take you who knows how long, right? Depending on what.
Now with a child, it takes less than a minute.
I
You don't
guess
even
that's
get full words sometimes.
That's true. You just get pictures.
I
You're
type
hope
out-
I know
Just kidding.
what that means.
What are you up to and have you ate? Y and P. Okay, what?
Or it's like what are they called? What are they called? Pictograms?
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh,
I, C, and you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you put them all together and it says I see you or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that's what kids are using nowadays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With,
They don't-
with the emojis, they're making pictograms.
We're degenerating back to caveman days.
Yeah, well, they're all
Hey,
just
that's a good point.
to a
That's
certain
true.
extent. Well, it's like cursive writing. Just the other day, I for some reason was trying to write something out in cursive, and I realized I can't do
Oh,
this
I know,
anymore.
dude. I was fucking doing that. I signed my name cursive. I was like, oh, that's great. I wonder what else I can write in cursive. Not
Nothing.
much. Not much.
Just my signature.
Not much at all. Yeah, that's about it. Like, it sucks.
When I write, I'm like half and half.
Yeah.
I still know.
I
how
do
to
not.
write in it.
No, I'm pretty much all printy now.
yeah, well,
The odd time I'm writing.
I've always had horrible penmanship anyway,
have
so
I.
I've always tried to kind of stay away. If I could type something up, I'd much rather.
Yeah, I've never been good at it
Yeah,
either.
exactly,
So, but I'm now even worse.
Yeah,
And any
for sure.
teacher that's seen my handwriting, 30 years ago, they would just cringe at that
They
theory and
would.
thought.
I know. I always remember that scene of Billy Madison when he has to spell risotto.
Naruto.
And he's just the scribble and the Zeds.
I'm never coming back to school again. I hate you.
Because of that, I'm like, fuck that. I'm always going to know how to do a fucking Z in cursive. I'm definitely doing that.
So that,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that too. But
Hilarious.
anyway, yeah.
Anyways, retirement.
Yeah, so yeah, generally no surprise. I'm ready. I think, I think I'll enjoy. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
hopefully spend some time in that retirement, not worrying about money, and instead just trying to, maybe do something nice and good.
Who knows? Maybe Sarcastic Distractions, our tens of fans out there, decide to pump us up and we grow our fan base. And all of a sudden, this is what we do as our living. We just talk
They
on.
tell two friends.
And they tell two
they tell
friends.
friends.
Exactly.
And then they tell two.
And we just do this. This is our job. I wouldn't want to retire from this. I would be happy to just
No,
sit on podcasts.
No.
So.
It's funny because in some ways I almost feel this like a retirement.
Little bit.
Not really, but it's that just sort of what do I do on the
What,
podcast?
Three
We
old,
just chit
three
chat.
old guys sitting around talking.
Yeah,
I mean, call
it
yourselves
feels
old.
like retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Call yourselves old. I'm not old.
No, I'm
you're
calling
the
you old, too.
oldest.
Yeah, but I still do way younger things than you guys.
Okay, but you just play with it a lot.
Yeah. I can
So
still
what?
because I still can play with it a lot.
Well, I can play with mine a lot too. Might
Okay.
take a little bit of warming up nowadays, but fuck, it gets there.
I only have one transformer.
That's true. That's true. You only got the one. That's true. I got lots.
That's what we're talking about taking out and playing with, right?
Oh,
Yep.
of course.
Well, that was
That's right.
Transformers.
Of
too.
course.
Transformers.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What else will we take out and play with?
I love my little bumblebee.
Yeah, G.I. Joe, definitely little. Anyway, moving past that.
Definitely 3¼ inch. That's yeah. But with the O-ring, it stretches.
I prefer the
Yes.
6-inch
Of course it is. I bet you do. Where do you prefer it?
in my bathtub.
Okay. Fantastic.
Well, yeah, you can't really take a transform in your bathtub. Even as a kid, I knew that.
That is stupid.
can.
No, that is
Nah,
dumb.
I knew that.
It's-
I would not bring my Joes or anything of
No,
that
no, no,
into
no,
the
no,
bathtub.
no.
Like I knew.
Oh, my G.I. Joes were definitely in the bathtub.
I had
Definitely.
no way. I had bathtub toys and
Yeah.
I had other toys that strictly would not go in there with it.
Yeah.
Definitely G.I. Joes, definitely Transformers, definitely things of note. But if it's like I don't mind losing it, all right, let's go
Yeah,
with
if it's
that.
something or it's already half damaged,
Yeah.
all right, welcome to
Hell
the
yeah.
bath party.
That's right, exactly. I see now though, whenever I go to like people's houses, they got kids and they got like all these really expensive toys like in their bathtubs. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ. they don't even get it.
You really see that? Because that's one thing I still find funny about my children. I think there was a moment where they played with toys and then they were out of it. It was all electronic and digital from that point out.
Yeah, no, I do see that. Mind you, it's a house of like, 3 kids or lots of kids. And I mean, they're in the toddler age or they're in the young
So fair.
age.
Toddler age, yes.
Yeah,
That's fair.
so-
My kid doesn't have expensive toys.
Oh, God. I did mine. Yep.
Yeah.
He's got like Paw Patrol dudes or whatever, but
Yeah.
they're not like when we were kids. Our toys were saying G.I. Joes and Transformers. It's just like a solid piece of plastic.
Yeah.
Right. The big little pieces of rubber.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
for
Or these goofy things
Yeah.
like Connects.
Okay.
Yeah. My kid's addicted to Connect
These
still.
are all over my floor right now.
They're
Yeah.
fantastic. They're fun.
I got to give my son credit.
To play with, to step on.
no.
Not as bad as Lego.
I'm going to
but
say it's better than Lego.
Yeah. Lego.
it depends on how it's sitting. Like if this
Yeah,
guy's
yeah.
sitting like
There's just
face
the
up
right
on
way.
Yeah, that's not.
That's
fun.
going to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of children, one last comment I just amused where I could see my child. What has he been doing the last couple of days? He's been going through all of his Connects, his Lego, everything, and sorting them out into proper boxes and at full tilt.
Wow.
I went downstairs and I was like, I'm very proud of this, Curtis. He goes, well, this is more like mommy. I'm like, I know, but I'm proud of it. And I walk away and I put my head back. I'm like, it's going to be fun where I start moving those pieces around. And the look he gave me, the look I received from a 12-year-old now child with that pure, I'm going to murder you look. Oh, right to the heart. I loved it.
Oh no, my kid, he'll be looking for one specific part that's at the bottom of the box.
Oh no.
And he doesn't just like kind of go through the box. No, it just gets dumped out on the floor and swiped all over the place until he finds the fucking part.
Oh my God.
And then it just stays there.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And then more toys come out.
Yeah. Well, I have to admit, I remember those days with even my children. Just now, they're getting older.
He's 7. He doesn't want to clean up his toys.
Yeah. I have to admit, I've been fortunate where my kids are now getting into that older age of, I don't really worry too much about cleanliness per se. Now I more worry about, make sure you're home at this time. Who are you going out with? Oh, okay.
Yeah. The important.
Make sure your cell phone's on the vibrate and you respond to any messages. Getting to that point.
Yeah.
Slowly. I'm still far away from the actual worry parts.
Sure, but
I remember what I was doing as a 12-year-old. Christ.
Right.
Working out of the back of a van. That's what you were doing at fucking 12 years old.
I love the way you describe it.
I know,
It makes
right?
it sound so awful.
So classic.
I worked out in the back of a van getting drove all around town.
That's right. I was talking with my brother about that. Speaking of retirement, there's no way that company could exist today. There's no way.
No.
There's no way.
No. The days are so different now.
For our listeners, quick synopsis of what we're talking about. We mentioned this on the podcast before. Dave and I met and we're friends working for a company called OTP, also known as the Ontario Team Program, also known as bullshit. So basically,
Bullshit.
It was bullshit.
The job was a bunch of kids and one adult with a bunch of product. Name the product. It was tea. It was chocolate, peanut brittle, mugs,
This
whatever.
already doesn't sound right.
Oh, it gets way shadier. We're not done yet.
This already sounds
done yet.
fucking shady.
There's really no training involved. You get like a little laminated piece of what your script is. And then you go shadow with somebody else. And what you do is you go door to door and you basically try to sell these products.
Yep.
And afterwards, I think you make for every $3, you get $1.
No, the products were $6 a pop, I remember, or something like that. And we would make $1.25 per.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Actually, you got to remember,
back then, this was
for
like
my age and everything.
like early
I have
90s.
to admit, I felt like I was making, and I was. I made enough. I shared with my mom.
Yeah, no, definitely. First night I made like $200, and I thought that was amazing.
Yeah,
I thought that was
I did not make that much my first night, but there was a lovely.
It might have been.
How many people are buying random shit? That's
on you. That's on you.
Do I know the truth?
Well, you're a good salesperson.
Depending on the time of the month it was.
That's true. And we would always bitch about areas we got and certain times of the month.
You
It's
go
like,
do
oh,
high
serious?
class.
I was thinking more like certain times of the month if you're selling chocolate and then a lady answers.
No.
Really wants chocolate and she doesn't want to go to the store.
No.
I know my wife gets like that. I'm sure
Sure.
if some kid walked up on the house on that week of the month and offered her to sell her chocolate and she didn't have to go nowhere, fucking right. She'd
Hell
be
yeah.
buying 3
That's
of
a
those
win.
goddamn
That's
things.
a win. I don't care
or
much it
or on a
costs.
different
And
time of the
tea?
month.
Oh, yeah, and tea.
Different
Oh, yeah.
time of the month.
For sure.
End of
No,
the-
we're talking
I
about
gotcha.
check month. Yeah,
Gotcha.
check week, or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah, when you go to the high class in the middle, near the end of the month, And then we'd always do the lower class at the start when the checks were all coming in. And
here's where it gets really shady. Fuck the fact that the van was like barely a van. Like,
it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah. But on Saturdays, we would drive somewhere out of town.
Yep.
And they would drop us off in areas and not come check on us until lunchtime or the end of the day.
Yep.
So you would literally drop 2 kids off to go door to door in random cities.
With cash.
And product.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
How are you hauling this product in a backpack or?
The tubs.
Yeah,
and to be honest, it wasn't. We didn't see them. They would do the drive-by. Do you need product? No, we're good. They would disappear.
Yeah, that's true. But like once every couple hours.
Oh, it was every hour or so. Like, don't get me wrong.
I mean,
it's something that wouldn't happen today, probably by any stretch. But it was again.
That is the sketchiest shit.
Hell yeah.
Hey, that's okay. And again, I remember hearing stories. I didn't do this personally, but I remember hearing stories that when people got more accustomed to how this all worked, you would do things like, hey, would you like to, you go up to the door and you're like, would you like to buy a product at $6? Or if you just want to contribute $1 or $2, feel free to do that.
Yep. I gotta say,
gotcha. And a lot of people, if they knew that they could just give you $1 or $2 to shut you up and make you go away, they would do.
Yeah, for sure.
Those were horrible people.
It's just horrible.
Horrible.
Nasty.
Horrible.
Just the worst. And people that would take extra product and put it in their bin so they can make an extra few bucks and not tell the boss. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But let's be honest.
Sounds like some Amway shit.
Yeah. There's some similarities.
Hey, at least we weren't low class selling flowers.
Fuck the flowers.
Or Avon.
No, Avon's okay. It was the flower kids.
Yeah, the flower kids.
Go door to door selling flowers.
Yeah.
Like, go
who the fuck does that?
At least we were selling a product.
For sure. I would say the king was my brother Josh. He was a phenom when it came to selling shit. When we did that job, it was unbelievable. The money that guy would come back with. I knew his secret. I figured it out. He was basically telling people he was an ex-addict and that they're helping out a really good cause. And it worked. And those dollars and twos without product would add up. It was crazy. He was amazing. By far, I've seen a lot of really great salesmen in my life. I don't think any of them compare to Josh.
And when did you guys retire from this job? See what I did there?
Nice. Good call.
When did we retire? Did you retire? No, we kind of both went back a couple of times.
I did retire. I tried to go back, but I was feeling too old and I definitely couldn't sell. I think the big thing about it, you couldn't be really old.
Right.
Because you had to be kiddish in nature.
So when you're starting to get late teenish, then you're starting to get too
old.
I
think the last time I did it was when I was just going into grade 9 the last time I did it. And I still remember this. And I think part of the reason why I ended up stopping, a high school I just joined and a girl who, her and I were kind of getting along. We weren't together or anything. Yeah. Knock. She answers to the door.
Nope.
That was pretty much, I think, my last time.
Yeah, I'm fucking done. This job sucks.
I said, "Oh, is your parents home?" Nope, they're not home. Okay, and I just got up, walked away. I was like, "Yep, no, fuck, run away, David." And I'm pretty sure it was the evening. I'm like, "I'm done."
Yeah.
Yep. Nope, I'm done.
I went back. Same thing when I was. I think we were on a trip, and I went back to make a little bit extra money. But the same thing. Well, it wasn't a girl, but I realized, I'm definitely too old for this. It would have probably been the same thing. 15, 16. I think
we weren't that old. I'm talking grade 9.
Yeah, no.
That's about 14.
You'd be 14, I'd be 15.
Oh, that's right. You're old.
Thanks. But anyways, and I just remember, I tried to do it for one shift, and I'm like, no, this is...
Yeah, it just wasn't the same.
Yeah, so we left.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been my thing then.
Yeah. That is all about the hustle.
I tried to do stuff like I'd go to the job place, the employment.
I remember those.
And it was more like that's where you'd go to do your SIN card and shit too.
Yep.
But they'd have a job board.
Right.
Yep.
Before the interwebs.
Right.
And I think I only did that once. It wasn't.
Was it for you?
No, it was just some dude was like, "Come shovel gravel into my driveway."
Yeah.
I got really high the night before.
You don't say.
And I was still really high.
Yeah. When I'm not going to do this and that.
Yeah.
Just shovel. Yeah.
No.
Nice.
Yeah,
All
retirement.
right, retirement.
Yeah,
I got nothing
sure.
more to say, obviously.
Yeah, it terrifies me. I'll say that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and it's a stupid thing because, again, I know that I could do a lot of things that are in my head now because I could just balance my life. But I saw this thing that, hey, once I'm retired, then I can do this, and I can do that, and I can do this. But of course,
Look, well,
Dave, you could be dead before then, so
That's
do
right.
that, this,
Now,
and that
exactly.
now.
Yeah.
Like I always say, like I want to travel when I retire, but I've already traveled a lot, and I want to travel now. I don't want to wait until a lot of people
It'll
like.
be way more difficult when you're older.
Absolutely, it's way more difficult. So, and like the whole trip with the RV across North America is like, I'm glad we got to do that now.
Yeah.
Pandemic sucks, whatever. But in my 60s, my 70s, we've met people like that.
I was gonna say, but there's so many people. Like,
There are.
Retired,
And it's a
do
very different experience for them. It's not a bad
Yeah.
experience. It's just very different, right? Like for them, it's all about hanging out, staying at the homestead. And Beck and I are like, well, what hikes we doing, or where are we? What attraction we're doing. So traveling is always going to be important. But I'm not going to wait till I retire to do it again. And
That's where I'm fortunate. I'm not a traveler.
I know we discussed this.
Yeah, I know. But I'm going to bring it up.
Sure,
Just that
yeah.
you're wrong.
Okay. All right. Says the ignorant.
I just came back from a travel.
at least he's blissful.
I love that. That's true. You never travel as you just traveled. I think that's hilarious.
And I had fun, but yeah, okay. I'm good for the next 5 years.
Yeah. Fuck that. I'm itching to get out there and do something else. But that's
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll let you know when that adventure comes up.
Cool.
For sure. Well, do we want to share anything else on retirement? Oh, actually, before we do, I want to ask you real quickly to your last point. You said your retirement scares you.
Yes.
What is it that scares you?
Finances.
Oh, okay. Not having the finances
Yeah.
for retirement. Got you. Okay. That's valid.
That's why I figure I'll be working till I die.
But you got lots of time till then. Start an RSP.
What, 25 years?
Start an RSP. You can get like at least 3 quarters, like actual 3 25-cent quarters in there by the time you're ready for retirement, So, the financial part is hard, but I'm sure within that time, you'll figure something out. You're in a rock band. You guys will make all that rock star money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what'll happen.
Because people want to sign 40-year-olds.
Yeah, definitely do.
Oh, yeah.
Now they do. Back in the day they didn't, but now they do. All right, then. You out there, do you have retirement plans? Do you even think about retirement? Do you think what we're talking about is nuts? Let us know. We want to hear from you.
Who's
Please.
nuts?
Who's nuts? These
Oh,
nuts.
you said is nuts. I thought you
Who's
said
nuts?
you talking about his nuts.
No, just talking. Just trying to do the outro. Did you want to do it? Did you have a moment?
You got him very distracted. He heard about
did.
nuts.
He's
He
all
got
about the
excited.
nuts.
I heard whose nuts were we talking about? I was just
Exactly.
questioning it.
For sure. Well, if you want to answer who's nuts, please do in the comments. Tens of listeners. We want to hear from you. Please let us know your thoughts on retirement and all the stuff that we talked about today and if it's even worth your time or not. If you like what we're doing, we got ourselves a little Buy Me a Coffee link. You can throw us whatever you think we could use there, and we'll throw that to what we do here.
To our
in the studio.
retirement.
To our retirement, exactly. If you're feeling, not well mentally, like the rest of the world, you're not alone. But we think it's important to talk about this stuff because not you matter, not just to us, but to those who are around you. And it's important to get all that stuff out of your head so that way you can figure out what's going on upstairs. So if you can't do that with anybody that's around you, we will have some links in our description so that way you can seek out the help that you may need. But until next time, I've been Harvey.
I'm Dave.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh, shit, he's really retired.
Yeah.
He's
I'm AJ.
AJ just retired from life. What just happened there?
That's right, whippersnapper.
Ooh, I'm a whippersnapper.
Oh, whippersnapper.
Whippers.
Oh,
Young fella.
that's right. And just like that, folks, you got yourselves sarcastically distracted. Thank you so much for joining us. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Peace.
Take all.
Bye now.